It is all uphill at this point for EnVision. A team that's very capable of being able to do this, but
they're going up against
Envy.
Yeah, they're going up against Envy. I mean, look, nobody has had great success against Envy throughout season 1 of Contenders. Looks like we're going right into the game. It'll be Volskaya Industries. EnVision, they're in a tough spot because, I mean, we saw their game the other day. Did not look good. You lose 0-4 here. You lose 0-4 to FaZe.
Potentially.
And then let's say, FNRGFE, they play Renegades. They're able to take them out with relative quick fashion.
Their last match is Renegades.
If Rogue somehow gives Envy a game and takes maps or even wins, you could. There is a way that EnVision could potentially not make playoffs.
Yeah, I think the threat right now is the fact that FNRGFE's final match is going to be against Renegades. Because if you are a betting man, you are looking at a 4-0 victory for FNRGFE there, which will put them at a considerable lead for map wins. And also in the victory column as well for the wins as well. Like that, it's just overall FNRGFE are in a really good spot. Next week is going to be very exciting to see how things play out here, which also makes the reasoning why they were messing around against FNRGFE very confusing, because that game was vital. Because you lost on the map win, you lost on the head-to-head. So FNRGFE beat EnVision in the head-to-head and Rogue in the head-to-head.
We'll see.
Any draw and they're done.
We'll see. As it'll be EnVyUs on defense here. Effect on 76. Time will be running Sombra. So EnVision, you will have Jaru on the Doomfist, and you will also have McGravy taking up the 76. So they have some options, right? Well, as we saw, with FaZe, where FaZe went in towards that right health pack, and then they kind of worked their way from there because they didn't have a 76. This time you could see the side of EnVision. They could go for the left side high ground. They could go for a little bit of a split push. And Effect, builds up some ult charge at the beginning. You were wondering maybe why Harry Hook was there right next to the spawn. Effect lands a Helix rocket, gets the speed boost to get back towards the rest of his team.
Playing the high ground on the right here. See that health pack there. Hacked by the Sombra. Very typical play of what you'd see. And Jar's just waiting, and no one's giving him anything. They're just waiting. They're like, all right, you can stand there.
Here's the way you kind of play around this is you just don't go in. Doomfist can't really do much of anything from there. Now it's going to force Doomfist almost off the side of the map. But there's not any area here where he can get, a one-shot kill potential. I mean, look at this. There's so many players just spread out and not kind of posting up near any walls. They lose both of their tanks. Is that the
counter to that play?
Just run away.
Don't move.
Just run away. I mean, now they take the opposite side high ground. They don't really. I mean, Taimus is still able to build up an EMP through that. Jaru immediately changes. He's like, that's not going to work. As now you have McGravy move off of 76, so he'll go over to Tracer. Jaru will play Genji. Some ultimates built up here for Envy. You'll have a Tac Visor, and you will have an EMP for that next fight.
All right, well, Envy. They have seen the Tracer at the very least come in, as well as the Genji now. So there goes the EMP, though, and just going to look to charge right in here. Sani's going to be in a world of hurt, gets D-Mech, Numlocked as well, half health. That is also going to be the Tac Visor used there from Effect.
Well, you connect with the EMP onto Sani. He's not able to use Defense Matrix, and that forces him now to jump off the side. So you did use 2 ultimates there for Envy. But I know very good chance that they build up these ultimates rather quickly. Taimu already at 50% basically. Even if you don't get the EMP, you're going to have Transcendence. You're going to get closer towards Sound Barrier. Here's EnVision's first really good chance. You're going to have both support ults here in this next fight.
And you're also going to have McGravy on the flank there, and he could potentially one-clip Chips, which would eliminate that survivability there from the Transcendence.
EMP already up here for Taimu. I wonder if EnVision has any idea about that, if they invest a Sound Barrier in. It's going to be the Transcendence that comes out from Chips early. And there's the EMP. It's going to be Fazix, so hiding behind enemy lines. He actually gets his Transcendence out. So it's going to be EnVision able to stay alive here on the point.
Pushing him back here. You got the support's being staggered here just a little bit. And Jaru back into the fight. Sound Barrier is going to be in play, though. There goes the Diva Bomb. It will get the kill onto Fazix, and now you're going to have the beat drop here for Envy as they're looking to engage. McGravy does get hacked. He won't be able to blink out of that one. Finally, as he gets that back and refreshes, now he's just going to go straight for him. Jaru with the Genji Blade as we jump straight to him is able to take out 2 in turn. And the fight, though, still continues on here, X.
They're going to get another EMP here. Mickey's staying alive here for EnVyUs, just keeps darting out to the point, then back towards that health pack, and there comes the EMP. Now Mickey's going to dart in, shifts here as well. Effect still alive for EnVyUs, so EnVyUs still alive in this fight.
Put a lot into it, and you were able to get one tick, not two quite yet. You have a couple members here still continuing to play around the point. As Effect will shut down McGravy here. Numlock dives in, but just no protection, no worries. They just absolutely
and they only
dominate.
And it looks like they only get the one tick here, does EnVision. So
26 seconds.
You burn both support ults. You don't have Dragon Blade to use that. Chips is going to have his Transcendence, and you're going to have a Tac Visor here.
And Lord knows you may even get the EMP in this fight just because of how quickly
with how fast they've been getting it. Of course, kind of unsung hero of that last very long extended fight was Mickey, able to stay alive for so long, keep working his way back towards the health pack.
Effect's waiting for the opportunity to use the tactical visor, but Numlock's going to force him out of the high ground here. Now we're going to be in overtime. But Effect comes around the side, and we said it before, they've been building this EMP up so quickly. There goes the beat. They had to use it. EMP, does he go for it? Yes, that wipes out the shields for some of the members there for EnVision, but they don't get Fozzik, so he's able to use the Transcendence there, as well as Chips Hodgin uses the Transcendence. No kills coming through just yet, as you're going to have two tanks circling around the point. They have to keep a body on to the point, though, here. It is going to be ticking time. You got to get someone down there, and you don't get him there. And EnVision will not make it happen. You had to keep a body on the point, and everyone kind of just...
They use the Primal Rage, and they knock them back, and then Jaru smells blood, pops the Dragon Blade, darts right off the point. And,
well, he was the only person...
You can see that happen. You can see, you saw...
After the Immortals one, after the C9 one.
You saw the parting of the seas here as we take another look at it, unfortunately. Transcendence is out on both sides. So look, Numlock getting closer and closer towards Primal Rage. Should come in here in a second.
Is like, oh guys, I'm gonna do this here. Whoop!
Samey darts. What are they darting? They're darting after Harry because I guess they're worried about Harry Hook potentially having sound barrier, but they forget that they need to stay on the point. So,
why does this keep happening, Matt?
We see it.
We saw it two times in the EU.
Way more than it should happen.
2 times in the EU.
Okay, which was I think the worst one today, which I don't know what the worst one of the season. I think it was the Gamers Origin one because they had everything. 4 ults and then they all just ran away.
Let's not forget about the Immortals one though, man.
I was saying today. I was not saying all
but
time.
I just want to say let's all get together here, kumbaya for a moment, and just remember that because just the way that they all just left at the same time was one of the funniest things.
If there's anything I want to see somebody on Reddit, somebody on in Twitch chat or YouTube just make a compilation
of all these moments
throughout the season,
starting with the original.
Right? You gotta you're gonna tell a story. You gotta start at the beginning of the story.
Yeah,
you can't just fast forward through everything. Start with the original.
And I'm sure that the chat's taking care of it for us right now.
Give us everything throughout the season.
Oh man, that hurts.
EnVy on offense here. We can get back to talking about this game.
Let's talk about video games.
Effect will be running Genji, and Taimu at least looked at the beginning, potentially running Hanzo. He'll switch over to 76. Fozzik will pick up the Sombra responsibilities for EnVision. So you have Jaru stay on Genji, McGravy stay on Tracer.
Pushing over here to the right. Just need to be careful not to lose a body early in this fight here. And Taimu now with high ground. He's actually going to force back. I believe that's going to be Fire. Just having to, seek out cover as well. And well, as a matter of fact, that was going to be Jaru there. Now Effect and crew are able to demech the Diva as well as the kill onto Fozzik's.
This isn't good.
Yeah, no, not at all. Especially considering that they don't have much, to make up on here. You just lose out on your tanks now. And this is just, oh my goodness, everything's just falling to pieces here. They're going to get this first hit guaranteed. EnVision needs to engage immediately.
They may get the second one.
Yeah, I think they might.
Fozzik is coming here, as Sombra, but not going to last long. He's going to get booped. Mickey going to body block him, take him out. And Sky Industries is over just like that as EnVyUs takes the series here, going up 3-0. The potential of getting a 4-0 here against EnVision.
Play of the game from Mickey.
And something we didn't really talk about. This is EnVision's pick. Why not just go Hanamura?
Yeah, well, then again, though,
I mean, we've seen
Junkrat's
teams
better now, though.
But we've seen teams have more success against EnVy on Hanamura than Volskaya.
That's true. I think that they were banking on some strong Sombra play from Fozix there, but Fozix was the first one to go, you know? So you really can't get anything going at that point. I mean, that game, that was quick. I feel like we just came back from the desk
like we
here,
did, yeah.
And EnVy just made short work of that one. It break. You hate to see it happen, X. You hate to see the, you know, that situation happen.
Look, it's week 5. I mean, you could have made those mistakes in week 1, but we've seen it, what, 3 times today in week 5 between
3
both
times
regions?
today alone,
like,
not counting all the other times.
I don't know how it keeps happening.
All right, well, guys, we're going to go to break. And with that, EnVy will win the series. I mean, they're going to playoffs. It's no surprise here. They have punched their ticket to LA. And that's going to be exciting to see them play on the big stage over there as well. Make sure you get your tickets and all that stuff. I believe, you know, there may be some left, or are they sold out?
Maybe sold out.
Maybe sold out.
So
just saying.
That would be tough if you wanted tickets now.
If you didn't get it, it ain't going to happen. Anyway, moving forward. So we're going to go to break. When we come back, Map 4, let's go ahead and close this bad boy out here, and we'll see you guys in just a few. All right, everyone, and we are back for the final matchup here for the last day of Week 5.
Only one more week after this. It's
That's
gone by
it.
really quick.
That's it, and then off to LA. It's going to be an exciting playoff.
But the way Envy is just kind of rolling through these teams, I mean, these games have gone rather quickly today.
Indeed, they have, Matthew.
Yeah,
Indeed
I mean,
they
no, this series has been, I know.
I don't know how to follow up with it
because it's been true. I mean, they really, they really haven't
crazy.
been challenged by many teams thus far.
No.
Has Envy. I know we do go to Watchpoint Gibraltar for game number 4 in this series, so we'll see if EnVision can get a map win. Would be huge for them, just in terms of overall standings.
Just to
when you
keep
look at-
themselves in the playoff picture. Just
Well,
one win.
safely,
Would be,
yeah.
Safely. Keep themselves involved, at the very least. Oh, boy. But now we're going to go to Watchpoint Gibraltar.
The number
though.
2 spot may be out of reach for them now.
I
Like,
do
if
think
they
so.
were to
Well, FaZe
lose-
did clinch.
They clinched,
for sure.
they clinched a spot.
They clinched a spot, but not the seeding. So without a doubt, FaZe is going. We also have Envy going as well.
Yes.
Now we're just kind of settling who's going to fill out the 3rd and 4th between FNR GFE.
EnVision in a very good
and
spot
Rogue.
to get a position.
Yeah.
Still some crazy scenarios where they could fall out. I think FNR GFE is in the driver's seat for that 4th spot. But Rogue, still a chance to make it happen.
And what's even more absurd when you think about it was how well EnVision were playing week in and week out. Everyone kept selling them short, but there was one thing that was always on everyone's mind, and that was, well, you're getting these wins early on, but the end of your contender season is going to get tough.
Well, and think about, I mean, when they play Rogue, right? I mean, Rogue obviously having some struggles playing from Canada. Like, what if they played against the Rogue that you saw the other day, right?
Yeah, I know.
I
Because
think-
now we're having a conversation that Rogue could maybe beat Envy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be a closer series than any,
Yeah.
but I still favor
Well, I think the
Envy
FaZe
heavily.
Envy series was pretty good
Yes,
too.
that was pretty
and
good.
also, let's not forget FNR GFE and Envy. That was also another really good series.
It was good, but did you ever get the feeling that Envy was going to lose the series overall?
In the
Like,
FNR GFE series, there were moments where I was like, "Oh, snap!"
FNR
They're
GFE did
doing
play them
this.
very tough. Arguably, I think the toughest of anybody this far. On
That's true.
defense.
That's true.
On defense here, it looks like you're going to see Harry Hook play the 76 effect on the Tracer, Taimu on the Junkrat, so you're going to have Chips solo healing on the Ana, at least at the beginning. For EnVision, looks like you're going to have Fire, just fire a Sonic Arrow there out the door. He'll go back, switch over to Lucio. And Saini actually was on the Widowmaker for a second. He's going to switch off. So you're going to go with the pretty standard setup here for EnVision.
A lot of work from Freddy.
As Fazik's dead.
I was going to say a lot of work for Chips, but when you get the first pick and you make it 6v5, well, that's just going to give you, just so much stall here if you're Envy on defense. They're continuing to play this around now. Bringing the payload underneath the car wash here as Envy disengages, goes back out. Now looking for another pick here to kind of dictate the pace of this fight. They didn't challenge it, even though they got that first pick. Which, hey,
Well,
right? Envy's just playing this one past.
Well, I think there's going to be so much damage from the Junkrat coming underneath the car wash that they're going to have to deal with Taimu. The only issue is then you're going to let Harry Hook just sit up top on the high ground and just do free damage on the 76. Everybody's starting to fall apart here for EnVision. And then, I mean, you're just talking about those two players. Oh, by the way, you have to deal with Effect, who's running around here on the Tracer. So it's a very interesting combat of Envy, putting a lot of pressure on Chips in the solo healing role, but I know he is so talented. Whether it's Ana or Zen.
Is Mickey going back?
Mickey's demeched here. We'll see if he decides to go back or not. It looks like he's just going to try and...
Because if they engage, they could capitalize here. If they kill Mickey early. But I don't know. I mean, it seems like, maybe they're just waiting, right? Waiting for the opportunity.
It's taking a ton of time. And if Effect kills one here, I mean, that ends that push. So now we'll see Mickey probably most likely get back in his mech. Everybody building ults here for EnVyUs. They have just spammed the choke with the Junkrat, forced them towards the high ground. And then you have Effect just darting behind enemy lines. You also have the damage from Harry Hook up top. It's been a tough one for EnVision to deal with thus far. Still a decent amount of time here. Effect with a pulse bomb. See if he can connect on anything. And yep.
You're picking off the supports each and every time.
Yeah, I was going to say, Fazix did the last time. Now it's Fire. Gets taken out with a pulse bomb.
And he just got the barrier here, so maybe this will, give them in this next push here the opportunity that they're looking for, right? But again, you can't lose Fire right now. I mean, it just gets dangerously close.
Taimu throws up a trap right up by Coco, so if the pressure comes from the high ground, you're going to at least get one player up in the trap. And then you also have the Riptire here. It comes out. Numlock, you're asleep. Now you're dead. It'll be Transcendence that comes out here from Fazix, trying to keep everybody alive underneath the car wash. But you had already lost 2 players, so now you burn the Transcendence. Now we're looking at just a sound barrier in terms of support ults for the next fight. You do have a Dragon Blade. You're going to have Primal Rage as well and a Pulse Bomb. But, I mean, what do you even do with the Pulse Bomb? I guess you go for Mickey on the D.Va.
Yeah,
but you can't really make any pressure onto Harry here.
You have Blade, but then you have Tac Visor.
60 seconds left.
So he's going to have to deflect, and that's going to be a good chunk of time spent on that. And I think if you're Envy, you're just waiting for them to do something. Look, in effect, he's just back in the back lines again, just continuing to harass the back line.
It's been so much area denial of that bottom car wash, and then you force EnVision towards the high ground, and they can't get anywhere close on Harry Hook. He has been uncontested all game long. Another kill, and then it's going to be, okay, so they use the sound barrier, and then Taimu throws down a trap, traps a bunch of them in there, not able to make it through the door. He actually connects with the trap on Sani, and then his teammates kind of can't really do anything
that
there as well.
Hurt. I mean, he was trying to drop the beat. Okay. You shut him down right
so
there. They have one desperate push.
They don't use the sound barrier. It was the nano boost on the side of EnVyUs that came out. So you still have the sound barrier. Sani's going to switch off of D.Va here, go over to Widowmaker. You still have the Dragon Blade as well. Harry Hook holding on to that Tac Visor, and Taimu could always use this Riptire.
And he's going to pop this in the back line. I mean, if you're Fire, you got to break the... Yeah, you got to drop the beat right now. You got to give something to your teammates who are going to the fight. Taimu is able to take out Fire, though. Goodbye to the support. Now you're just going to have a couple members hanging around. I mean, this has just been such an amazing hold from Envy thus far. And they're just doing everything that they can, EnVision, to maintain some kind of presence on the point. Numlock, he hasn't really been dealt a lot of damage yet. Now you're starting to see that health dwindle down as members of EnVision start to make their way over to the point.
But Harry Hook's got a Tac Visor coming out of the respawn here. It's able to do a lot of damage on Sani. The rest of the members coming down, and wow. Dominant performance there from EnVyUs.
Jeez.
They make a solo healing comp work built around Harry Hook on the 76, effect on the Tracer, and Taimu on the Junkrat. Well, you think it's just so much spam towards the bottom, right? And then you get the Winston like trying to go up top with the D.Va and whatnot. You're not able to actually, because what they do is they spam from the top side with the Junkrat, like down towards the bottom. So then you also, when they try and put pressure on Harry, you have the double mines to just knock people off. You have the traps as well in the high ground. Oh, by the way, you're also dealing with Effect now, running around on Tracer.
In the second to last push, when they killed the Lucio there, who was about to, drop the beat there, about to use Sound Barrier, you can already tell that once that happened, because EnVision are trapped in this tiny room here, they're like, oh crap, we have to figure something out. And then that prompts a very sloppy engagement going into that last fight. Envy, every time, first pick. Like, you just can't let that happen.
I mean, how many times were we on with Effect where he would connect with a Pulse Bomb or he would take out Fazix, just one clip him? They're not able to get anything going. EnVision, they'll go with Jaru on 76, McGravy on Tracer. Fazix will run Ana.
A lot of memories.
And I know the tank's pretty much standard. We'll see what EnVyUs decides to do on offense. They have some options. Taimu on the Widowmaker. Would not be surprised if we saw like the triple tank here maybe. Effect now on Bastion. Don't expect that to happen, but you never know. And I think if they want to finish it quick, I mean, just put him on Tracer.
It's so close. It's so close. A lot of teams, they have a difficult time holding on top of the ledge here, right? They end up having to disengage. They didn't make all that much progress to point A.
This is like one fight if Envy wins, and I mean, they may be able to just push the payload from there. So we'll see Taimu on Widowmaker at the start of the game. He gets a pick.
He's looking to see McGravy comes around the corner
could
here
spell
and
the end here for EnVision.
And there's McGravy. He was anticipating it. That's why he threw down that Venom Mine, so he can get some kind of vision. And McGravy has to be so careful, because if there's one thing Taimu likes to do, it's shoot time-traveling British people. So Bren needs to watch out.
So they get Fire extremely weak, and Coco jumps right on him.
They're all over them.
The payload making a lot of progress here as well. Going up against 76 years Taimu.
He's waiting for the chance. That's the thing about Taimu. He's a very patient player with Widowmaker.
Well, the payload's like moving very close to the end.
They have to get on it right now. They are contesting this one here. And you just got to be so worried about Taimu if he's able to get a player who comes around the cross now. so they can't disengage. They have to play forward here because Taimu is at the staircase. And you just don't want to lose your support here either. So Fire just pushes him far. I mean, it's very ambitious from Fire to do that.
And I've never seen anyone play like such close range there on the Widowmaker as Taimu does. Oh, this could be bad.
Oh, no. He's going to cut through one. Finds Jaru, and that's going to do it. I mean, he won't even be able to fully use the blade there before they cap it because they were all inside of that room, and that will be GG, Envy in 4.
I think if the payload has to go a little bit further, Effect is going to make an agilities play there with the blade.
That's what I was worried about, honestly.
Oh, yeah. As soon as I saw it, I got like flashbacks, like PTSD. The agility's just cutting through people, but you saw Mickey there play the game and just picking up some kills as Diva on the cart. But man, dominant from Envy there on Gibraltar. I'd love to hear when we go to the desk what they thought about the composition they ran on defense with the Junkrat, Tracer, and then 76 combo running with the Diva, Winston, and then Ana and solo support. I thought it was really nice. They were able to just block off a lot of that lower area, force the action towards the high ground, and then also like with whether it's the traps or the second mine, they'd be able to just kind of keep people off of Harry Hook in the back. It was a really nice strat from Envy.
You have one of the best, I would say, Anas in the region in chips.
Yeah.
And to be able to play that with no like support ults that will keep you alive, like the Transcendence or a Sound Barriers, just again like really speaks to the confidence that they have in this guy to execute on that particular hero.
Yeah, and I think too, I mean, you have the constant damage from Harry Hook, right? And then you also have like just like kind of the one shot, like the burst damage from your Tracer and your Junkrat, where I mean, if you looked at that game, how many great team fights did EnVision really start? Like they were always down somebody, always waiting on somebody, always getting first picked. So there's a very nice strat there out of Envy. Very impressive performance tonight against EnVision. Yeah,
well, that's going to do it for us here, guys. It's been a pleasure for our last NA Super Week. 3 days of NA action, and it certainly has been a fun one. And that's going to do it for right now. Let's go ahead and send it over to the desk to break it all down. A lot to talk about in that Watchpoint Gibraltar game. Puckett, take it away.